Hi, everybody, and welcome to Story Group. Let's get started. Today, we are going to be reading Food for You. This is what I call the front cover of our story. The front cover tells us our title, which is Food for You, and the author, which is the person who wrote the book. The author is Erin Duffy. This is what Ms. Barbara likes to call the title page. The title page has our title, which is Food for You. And this is what we call a page in our story. Here we see the title page. Let's get started. Look at all the food on the table. How does the food get to your table? Here we see tons of food. Particularly, I see a green apple. Can you see the green apple? Yes, the green apple's right there. Some people grow fruits and vegetables in a garden at home. First, they plant seeds under the ground. Then, they water the seeds. Seeds need water and sunlight to grow. Here we see two people planting seeds, a girl and a boy. If I wanted to make a complete sentence, I would say, they are planting seeds. And I turn the page as I continue reading our story. The plants grow bigger and bigger. Soon, the fruits and vegetables are ripe. Ripe is another term to tell us that our fruit is ready to be harvested, ready to be eaten. They can go right from the garden to the table. And if we look closely, do you see any of our harvest items we've been talking about? That's right. Here we see some pumpkins that are ready to be harvested. Good job to everyone following along at home with me. Some people grow food on small farms. Many farms have fields for wheat or vegetables. Many farms have fruit trees. Some farms have animals like chickens and cows. Have we been talking about any kind of fruit trees in particular? Oh yeah, some apple trees. Maybe in the far distance we can see some apple trees. And I turn the page to continue reading. Farmers do a lot of work. They take care of the plants and animals. They water the crops so they can grow. They feed the animals so they can grow too. Question: do you think these people are outside or are they inside? I would say the lady with the animal is outside. And how I know this is I see a blue sky in the background to let me know she's outside at a farm. Farmers pick the crops. They milk the cows and get eggs from the chickens. Sometimes farmers sell their food at a market. People love to buy these fresh foods. What are the people doing? They are picking. You can pick apples from a tree or from a pumpkin patch, or you can pick them here. You see the people picking fruits and vegetables. What do we call these things? That's right, corn. Corn is a type of vegetable that the people are picking. I flip the page. Farms can be big or small. Some big farms have large crops and lots of animals. On big farms, many people pick crops and take care of animals. Crops is another word for fruits or vegetables. Trucks or trains take the food to cities and towns. You can buy the food at the store. This is where the crops are grown, and then they get moved to stores where then people can buy them. Food comes from many places. Food can come from a garden or a farm. Many people buy food at a store. Do you know where your food comes from? And here we see a picture of a boy. If we wanted to say a complete sentence about the picture, we could say, he is eating an apple. And when we close the book, this is the back cover, which means that our story has finished. Let's go over some of the ideas that we read while reading the story. We first talked about seeing some food. We specifically talked about an apple. An apple is a kind of fruit. We saw a green apple in our story. We then talked about seeds and how people can plant seeds so that fruits and vegetables can grow. We then saw a pumpkin patch that were ready to be harvested. Question: are these two things the same thing? No, right? One is an apple and the other is a pumpkin. What we can say though is they are both fruit. We then talked about types of fruit trees. We've been talking about specifically apple trees for a few weeks where we can pick our apples from. We then talked about how we saw many people outside. We saw a lady who was feeding an animal, and we saw people picking fruits and vegetables outside. We were able to see the sky to help us figure out that they were outside. We then talked about the idea of picking. You can pick from a tree, or you can pick from a patch. Or you can pick like from the people that we saw in the story, from a market or at a farm or a garden. The last thing that we talked about was the vegetable corn. We saw the people in the story picking for corn. Today we read Food for You. Thanks for joining. See you next time.